Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Favour Jerry. So I film about relationship, enhanced living, faith in God, and everything around all of that and more. Thank you so much for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you on what I tag why you shouldn't be with more than one person at a time. Hello and welcome to my so much for staying tuned. Actually, this video, why you shouldn't be with more than one person at a time, was inspired by a post I saw on Facebook. This lady was going to, a guy was going to buy a dress for her, and so he sent her a couple of other dresses to enable her make her choice, and she was meant to pick from it. And then she was like, after he sent her the pictures, she also sent it to another guy, which obviously is the main guy, or the one she loves more, to enable him make a choice for her on what he would like to see her in. That is crazy. What really caught my attention and I find really interesting was the response that someone else gave to her. And the person was like, it's so amazing, and it's a fellow lady who gave her the response, was like, it's so amazing how you guys treat people who genuinely love you as trash, and end up falling madly in love with people who treat you as trash. There are so many reasons why you shouldn't treat your fellow human like that, right? I know there's a lot of things happening out there. I know a lot of heartbreaks and all of that has hardened the heart of a lot of people. But a change can begin from you, right? So why decide to hurt other people because you were once hurt? I don't really know her reasons, but no matter what her reason is, it is a very bad thing to do, right? The reasons why I feel you shouldn't be in more than one relationship at a time, or you shouldn't be with more than one person at a time. My very first reason is that your integrity at stake. How do you feel the person will feel, or how do you think the person will begin to see you if he or she discovers that this is what you are doing? Now, love is an emotion. An emotion has to do with the heart. You don't put people's hearts in that kind of a position and expect to be seen as a good person. Integrity is something that we should begin to take seriously. Integrity is what we should begin to see seriously. If you don't care about what people feel about you, what people think about you, I'm not saying you should solely depend on what people think or feel about you, but what people think of you in a large extent matters a lot. And if you place yourself in that kind of position to be seen as someone in multiple relationships at a time, I don't think it tells well of your personality. Now, my number 2 says that it shows you are unserious about life. That is it for me. If you are someone who is not here, you're not there, you're one leg here with someone else, you're there with another person, and personally I'll take you as an unserious person, right? Because it takes an unserious person to be in an undefined relationship. It's not possible to be in a relationship with 2 or more persons and not getting married to them. Is it possible? Like, I need you to reason with me now. Let's just kind of evaluate it. Is it possible to be in 3 relationships and to get married to those 3 persons? It's not possible. Whether you're a lady or a gentleman, it's not possible. Most times people do that with a mindset of trying to play the other person and be serious with the other person to see which one works out or so. But come to think of it, in my opinion, it shows that you aren't a serious person. You aren't taking your life seriously. If you are taking your life seriously, you consider the pros and the cons, that is the consequences of your action. What if both persons find out that you are neither with this person or with the other person? What will happen? The both of them will leave you, right? The both of them will leave, knowing that you are unfaithful to them. Nobody wants to stay with an unfaithful person. So they will all leave. If you are serious about seriously building a relationship, you won't risk being with two persons at a time. Thirdly, it's in my opinion, it's a lack of the understanding that what goes around comes around. You are playing somebody. What if someone plays you tomorrow? What if when you decide to be serious about life and to just be with one person and then end up marrying the person, and your mind and your whole being is already in that relationship, and because of what you've done in the past, it plays out that this other person has someone else who he is in a serious relationship with, and then he ends up going for that person and leaving you behind. How will you feel? How will you feel if you are being toiled with? How will you feel if your emotion is being toiled with? So I want you to understand the fact that what goes around comes around. What you don't want to be done to you, you shouldn't do it to someone else. What if you decide to buy your guy a Valentine's gift and then he sends the picture of, probably you sent him some pictures of wristwatches, shirts, nice suits and outfits and all of that for him to pick, and then he sends it to another, make the selection for him. How will you feel? Do we sit down to ask ourselves questions before doing things? Do we sit down to consider life? Do we sit down to consider things that happen in life? Do we sit down to consider if the things we do to other persons are done to us? Why do we dish out things that we ourselves cannot take? Whatsoever it is you feel bad with, why dishing it out to someone else? You are playing with someone's emotion and you consider it funny. The funniest thing was that she after writing that write-up, the lady actually put a smiling or a laughing emoji. She sees it as something funny, something hilarious, and something to just, in her opinion, she's just playing around, she's just catching cruise, whereas this is somebody's emotion, someone else's heart at stake. Doing that, you are going to attract unfaithful persons in your life, and it could be unfaithful persons. Now I'm talking of generally, probably just friends, and then the other person ends out to be an unfaithful friend. When you're unfaithful in that regard, you tend to attract unfaithful persons to you also. So think about another thing I would say is that, what if someone does that to your loved one, like your brother or someone you truly love, a friend you truly hold dear? What if someone does that to your brother? Will you like it? Ask yourself that question. If you wouldn't like it if it is done to your brother, then you shouldn't do it to another person's brother, because that man there, that guy there, you're toiling with his emotion and toiling with his feeling, is actually someone's brother, is actually someone's son. You consider playing around with someone who truly loves you, playing around with someone who truly loves you, just like you don't love the person. Think about the fact that, what if he's your brother? If you don't love him, let him go. If he approaches you and you know that this is not someone I want to stay with, this is not someone I want to spend the rest of my life with, why not let him go? Why keeping him around and playing with his emotion and toiling with his emotion, collecting things from him, whereas you know that you will not end up with him? Why? Why collecting things from him when you know you don't love him? If you don't love someone, why love what belongs to him? I believe that if you don't love someone, or even you loved the person before and then you don't love the person anymore, then you shouldn't love what the person has. Don't love the property of someone you don't love. It's that simple. Another thing I'll say is that, what will you teach your children and or your younger ones? You are doing that now and playing around about it. Will you tell your children it's okay to do that? Will you tell your younger ones it's okay to do that? So what will you teach your younger ones? What will you teach your children in future? Will you tell them it's fine? Will you like it if that is done to your own child? So you have to consider all of that. and try to retrace your step. Don't dish out what you can't take. Okay, I'll conclude that by saying be intentional about your life. Outline your purpose in life. Be intentional about it before you go into any relationship. Outline the purpose of the relationship. Clearly define every relationship you want to go into, and if it's of no good, then it's of no use. Thank you so much for watching this video to the very end. Hope you like it. If you do click the like button. Make sure you subscribe, share with somebody. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless you. Bye. Hello and welcome to my